These ones smell really good. Oh yeah, that smells so good. When they fall later in the year, you get like endless of it. These are just, I think, normal chestnuts or something. I actually forget what they are, but I forgot. I don't know anything about. It's these weird things. Look how big they are. There's so many of them. Very strange. They like split open and drop their seeds, I guess. Alright, you. Shoo. Shoo. Bruh. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. They just need that epic music sometimes to get jumping. Go over to this tree though. Yeah, that works. Yeah, we pretty much made it. And that is the steepest thing you've ever gone up. I may have said we made it a little too early. Still a little bit ahead. But we'll make it. You alright?
I'm right in the tree.
Yeah, that just saved us about 15 minutes of walking. There's some crazy spider that I just saw poking out. He lives in here. Under that leaf, probably. Eating all the things. Bum 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 bum.
What it was doing when I was there.
Oh yeah, do you know why it does that?
I have no idea.
So I'll give you a guess and I'll tell you.
I mean, I was thinking it was making holes in the plant to get like sucked juice out of it.
I'll give you another guess. So, you see it doing that?
Yeah.
That's its tail. It's trying to make you think that that's its head. It's
Yeah.
trying to make you think that you should go for that if you're a predator.
Oh, really?
So it knows that I'm here, yeah. That way you can't tell which side it's which.
Oh.
So it's trying to fake you out, trying to make you fuck with the wrong end of it so that it can
Okay.
remain safe. Oh, I may be wrong. It may actually just be eating.
Well, whatever it's doing.
Oh yeah, actually, I think it's just eating. Well, it's too windy to film. I'll have to
Yeah.
come back and film him every single day from now on. Thanks for showing
I
me.
hope it's here.
Oh, it will.
That's why I want to get one
I
of
hope.
those like full in.
All right. So, I've been watching what they call First Amendment audits. So they're hard to look up. I'm not going to recommend any to you if you're serious about going into looking into them. Um, you will know when you see it which ones are legit and which ones are bogus. Google is going to make it difficult to get into it. Some of the time, I'll give you one of my favorites. His name is. I'll give you one of my favorites and one of my least favorites, who's also still my favorite. My favorite by far is I think it's auditing Erie County, and it's this dude with a beard. He goes around and he's very polite. That's the way it should be done, in my opinion, because the idea is not to get falsely arrested to get money. That really isn't it. It's to make sure that the government is accountable. There's people. I'll tell you it like this. There's a good faith reason that the people have, I would say, an impetus to find out not only what their government is doing, but hold them accountable for doing the things that they're doing, right? the distinguished difference between public and private property cannot be overstated. Like, it is a not always bright line doctrine when it's ambiguous, but at some point a decision has to be made, public or private. There is huge opportunity for exploitation in a system that freely allows its own governance to supersede the rules of the world. I'm sorry, the land. But for all intents and purposes, the world. At least as those people know it in that closed system. It allows for a closed system. And this can be very advantageous to have a closed world system, right? A system that is insular, a system that is decadent, a system that hangs up Trump propaganda, freely accessible for all the employees to giggle, oh yeah, Trump, he's so bad, right? Now, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with that. The point is that it's a stooge show politics, and it's designed to be frustratingly political. The same way that, like, people want to make the LGBT rainbow flag political, and in some places they've gotten away with doing that. In other places it's a free speech thing. You can put it up at your desk, but you can't put the swastika at your desk. What's the difference? What if I believe in that? It's like, well, one of them's deemed a hate symbol. Well, what's that? Is that constitutional? You know, there's people who test that crap. But then there's the people who have to go in and make sure that that crap's not happening, right? To go where it's publicly accessible in film to find out what is really going on. Like, are they brainwashing each other? Are they hanging up pictures of children? Like, do they have nudie pictures of kids? That's a rumor that I heard. It could be true. There's no reason that the public shouldn't be allowed to go check and see if that's true or not when it comes to their public rights. You know, if it's taxed and it's funded by you, and we're going to all agree that under the Constitution of at least this land, we're going to play by certain rules, then those rules should not be superseded by tyrants who don't want to have accountability. And so it has absolutely nothing to do with trying to provoke a response. The fact that there could be a response means that it's a wasp's nest, right? Because in a normal situation, it would be, we'll say it was more comparable to a honeybee. A honeybee it dies if it stings you. It's a last resort, right? Now, a wasp nest and a honeybee's nest, to those who don't know the difference, can seem identical. You wouldn't know that one of them will just hunt and sting and kill you, whereas the other one, like, it'll do that if it absolutely has to or if it's pressed. There's a difference. You're supposed to, as a citizen, be as a honeybee. You're supposed to be able to vibrate into your hive. And part of that is not getting stung by, you know, your own defense systems. So the idea is not to spring the trap. The idea is that the trap shouldn't go off. The idea is the hope, because why would you want them to harass you? Why would you want to get unjustifiably locked up? You really think that that's like a good idea? You really think that's why these people do it, for like money or for provocation or for like YouTube attention? Absolutely, some of them do that, but it isn't the majority of them. And the ones who do that, they don't last very long in the game because it becomes very obvious, because they start arguing with their ego and trying to provoke with, you know, it isn't illegal. So they're just like, oh, you're a stupid cow, you're a fat bitch. It's like, yeah, but what are you really proving? Because you're not really auditing them. You're just trying, I mean, you are. But I don't think that is the correct way, in my opinion. And I don't, you know, thank God people are testing this. I don't think the right way to address the grievances is with that type of hostility in those circumstances, right? I think that the places should be held accountable as politely as possible, while still pressing the issue non-forcefully. Like, you're going to arrest me if you're going to arrest me, but I'm not going to just stop because you're telling me that I'm going to get unlawfully arrested. It's like, if you tell me that I have to present my identification, and I tell you, I don't think you have reasonable articulate suspicion, and you tell me that I'm walking around out here and that you don't like it, you're not getting my ID, even if you're going to unlawfully arrest me. Because just because you don't like something doesn't mean you can't stop it. Because if you could, then what stops you from guarding the comptroller's office, right? What stops you from doing the tax office? Like, God only knows what's going on there. Or any of these offices, right? Now, I understand that some places are restricted access. You know, you have to be through a background check. The government has to trust you. The faction that is in control of the military apparatus has to some extent clear you, and you're not allowed to film in certain places like that, right? Homeland Security, you can't just walk on their base. You can't just walk onto a military base. Well, the First Amendment says I can record here. No, because it's not publicly accessible. We're talking about holding the people who are accountable to the public accountable to the public. The people who are not accountable to the public as the ruling class and regime state, that's a completely different game, because they're going to look into everything I'm doing because of this. They're going to make sure that they're insulated from any blowback, and that they have 15 different ways that they could choose to destroy me at any time if I get too powerful in just my own following or my own accountability project. If things get hairy for them, they can just light me on fire. And that's the risk you run at some level. But at the lower level, the people who are actually accountable to the people, rather than the people who are, well, for all intents and purposes, they're above being people. They are human just the same way that me and you are human. But they live in a system that is designed to float on top of our system. It's like they are floating on top of it. Every once in a while, one of their boats goes down, and everyone cheers. We're like, yeah, you're part of us. And water, too. But they're not. Constitutionally, they're supposed to be, but good luck enforcing the Constitution on the NSA this far into the game. I'm just one person. I cannot hold those people accountable. Now, does that mean I'm a douchebag for holding the local librarians accountable and going and auditing the library? Yeah, probably I'm a douchebag. So this little dude has got the best spot in the whole yard. He's under, the protection of this. This just happens to be growing like that, and so this little monarch butterfly caterpillar is eating the milkweed. Ooh. Persistence is not really one of my strong suits. It's been 3.5 hours of trying to troubleshoot the same fucking problem. I think at this point it probably is software, but it could be hardware. But it's just like I don't trust that. I've seen too many wacky things over the years to just believe that things stop working like hardware style. So this fuckhead keyboard right here, this piece of shit LK90 TV key light system from Casio General MIDI fucking keyboard. First of all, fuck this keyboard. I don't like it. I've never liked it. But for some fucking reason, in the last couple of years, it's just stopped working. Like, you hear it, but it sounds like fucking ass. Because, like, look at these dickhead speakers. Like, who the fuck wants to fucking hear music out of this? Nobody. So, it sounds like shit. The sound packages that are installed on this sound like complete and total shit. So I tried to hook it up to my Image Line software, Fruity Loops Studios, and for some reason, it's not registering the MIDI, right? So I tried 3 different fucking MIDI chords, 2 different USB ports, 3 different USB ports, 2 different MIDI chords, 3 different MIDI chords, all 3 different USB ports. I tried a system restore, tried a system restart, I tried restarting the program. I tried reinstalling and uninstalling all of the drivers. I tried fucking everything. I tried a different DAW. I tried Googling the problem, and I found an old thread that seemed promising until I realized I was the one who posted that thread 7 years ago and didn't get a reply that time either. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm so fucking overwhelmed. I don't have time to just have another disability in my life. I'm already fucking disabled enough with enough of these things. I don't need my hardware fucking up. It's not a small problem when the entire fucking keyboard doesn't work. It'd be one thing if it was just the popping noise in my ear, right? I know that that's a sampling rate problem. I know that that's I can put a little bit of a buffer until the popping sound goes away. I fixed that. If it's the sound driver isn't connecting, I know that I can route it through ACO for all as kind of a hack. If the sound driver gets disabled for the main computer speakers, I know how to fuck around and find out with that nonsense how to fix it, at least. And it's just been one fucking thing after another. It's just one fucking thing after another, and I'm at my wit's end. I just want to fucking make music. I don't want to sit here and fucking I can't even sit here and jerk off. I already chemically castrated myself, so I don't need another disability. Anyways, here's the song that I was supposed to play tonight with my new fucking cord in FL Studios. I was supposed to record with my new mic stand that I got and a new microphone, but instead you can suck my dick and it's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. No, it's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. Violent transsexual. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. When you close your eyes, did you see healthy things? Were you terrorized for trying to spread your wings? I would rather die than ever praise your king. Apostatized, put your eyes down, cut off your rings. It's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. No, it's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. We were just starting out. Violent transsexual. Violent transsexual. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. When you close your eyes, do you see healthy things? Were you terrorized for trying to spread your wings? When you opened your third eye, did they poke it out? Baby, get on the dance floor, show me what it's about. It's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. No, it's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. Violent transsexual. Violent transsexual. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. We were just starting out. We were just starting out. It's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. No, it's not over until the schizophrenic cat sings. Are we starting over after just starting out? Baby, get on the dance floor, show me what it's about. Violent transsexual, violent transsexual, violent transsexual. I'll give them something to talk about. Are we starting over? We were just starting out. We were just starting out.